You all know what I'm excited for. Nintendo just dropped 3 new content showcases, and we're going to break down all 3 of them, including the new trailer cinematic footage. First up, we finally have the manga-like titles for each of the members of Team Bayonetta, where it even caught me off guard from the epicness, the Witch of Genesis Bayonetta. Now, this is potentially a really huge clue to Bayonetta being either in a time loop or being a being that can create universes, obviously deriving these theories from the book of Genesis, being the first book of the Bible. But imagine if there's another witch out there, or another Bayonetta that has the title of the Witch of Revelations. Holy shit. I am still skeptical that this is an alternate Cereza or a Cereza out there, but I'm pretty sure it's Bayonetta this time. The same one after the events of Bayonetta 2. Just keeping that wishful thought at the back of my head for the fun of it. But realistically, it's set in stone to be our Bayonetta just donning the similar hairstyle as her younger self. There is that funny tidbit that could trigger a lot of Bayo-John stands.
Confronted demons to save her best friend.
No. Wait. Wait.
But she does say something that I hope some of you will post in the comments.
Don't worry, I know this song by heart.
Don't worry, I am, which she is then cut off. I had a feeling that she said something along the lines of I am descend by harm. I couldn't really understand it, but let me know what you think she said in the comments below. You also have the theory of Jubileus, Omni, and Sheba being Bayonetta, or the same being as Bayonetta. So like at the end of Bayonetta 3, it could spell out the beginning of Bayonetta 1, or that time loop mumbo jumbo, because the 3 goddesses have the same figure and the same build as stated in the Eyes of Bayonetta book. Obviously, I don't want another time loop kind of cliche. I would rather much prefer Bayonetta 3 to continue on to more adventures. You then have this amazing shot of Bayonetta while in Shibuya, so it's around the same time that is going on in the 2021 trailer. But look how amazing it is to finally see her pose like this again. Oh my gosh, my heart. The next new footage continues onto after the attack in Shibuya Square, where they are now on concrete tiles or stone tiles of some sorts. So I'm thinking this will mirror Bayonetta 2's chapter of the Remembrance of Time, where she met Luca. And this is quite a cool coincidence, but in this scene right here, it really reminded me of the encounter that they had in the Bloody Fate universe, where they were also surrounded by and broken buildings. We finally get to see his whole hat, which has this cute little white ribbon on top of it with a purple star in the center, which actually brings back that journalistic vibe, like how the typical reporter had those notes in their hat in those vintage movies. Moving on, we finally see more of John and her slaying that hot aunt vibe, to which she's titled the Platinum Witch, and I think it's a reference to Platinum Games. I'm not too sure. But really, this is an evolution from her title in Bayonetta 1 and 2, where she was coined to be the last witch. But I think it's because since Viola is now somehow in the picture with them, it'd be fitting to give them new titles, especially John. I also theorize and hope John will rock her QTJ costume again, possibly even canonically, since it is very fitting for her to now be the quote-unquote Platinum Witch. Viola's title is finally revealed, and I'm so excited since this is a new character. But the untested Firebrand, and I didn't even know Firebrand was a word until now. So being that person who is very passionate about a particular cause, which matches her personality and even her own element, judging by her Summon of Cheshire. It's likely that her being quote unquote untested is a nod to her being a new Umbran witch, relative to Bayonetta and John, where it's even shown that Jean is still training her and that she hasn't had much fighting experience compared to Jean or Bayonetta. Her new special Parry Witch Time explains how she was able to witch time John's bullets in the previous trailer, which is a beautiful continuity, even diving into the gameplay aspect. Again, it's likely that she is from the future, being the love child of Luca and Bayonetta, but it's interesting that they use the term Firebrand, which specifically states that she has a cause, which is likely the motive of her saving the world. Or even more interestingly, if you want to put on your silver conspiracy hats, having an ulterior motive, because I am still suspicious of her and Sigurd. I have a feeling that she's serving as a double agent to the Alphaverse, possibly trying to kill Cerezas of the Bayoverse, which is why that coven of Bayonettas is involved. Now, we now have more footage of Radahn meeting Bayonetta, which is likely that continuity motif of Radahn. I've said continuity so many times, oh my gosh. That continuity motif of Radahn warning Bayonetta about her guns and to show the player that these portals lead to his shop, the Gates of Hell. I double checked his tattoo from the Bayonetta 2 model and it looks like it checks out to be the same person as of now. You also have this ANU40 advertisement for a certain phone, and I tried to translate it to numbers thinking that there was any sort of significance to 1142140. However, However, I theorize, what if you could interpret it as AN, angel number 2140, or angel number 40. Angel number 2140 is said to be symbolic of pursuing your dreams, while angel 40 is said to be a symbol of positive energy or the ability to overcome anything in life. It's pretty vague, but it's still quite a cool coincidence where Bayonetta actually said,
You're a strong little girl. There is nothing you cannot overcome.
similar to both angel numbers 2140 and 40 or 40. But realistically, it's likely just an advertisement. But if they were considerate about putting details into trailers like these, since fans are hyper overthinkers now in 2022, that's my best estimate. And now we have this taunted out Gamora, which reminds me of the Gaze of Despair on an enemy. So it's either enemies can annoy our infernal summons too, or it's just the summoning animation, or it's just a cool little design feature. Moving on to the new mechanics of the gameplay trailer. You have the prologue scene, which is literally just before this scene of the release date trailer, before she says,
More new faces, I see.
there are now more angles to her using her handguns, just like in every prologue, and you have these awesome slow-mo camera shots, classic Bayonetta slaying the camera. Then you have the adorable dance fight sequence where she's toying around with the homunculi, emanating how these are a piece of cake to her after over 520 plus years of fighting. Next, we get a really beautiful shot of her Color My World guns, which to my surprise followed along my deduction over a year ago, where the next gun was going to be named Orange Blossom. Therefore, if the pattern continues, I was able to deduce the guns as Yellow Sunshine, Orange Blossom, Green Grass, and Blue Sky. Also, it's thanks to Screen Rant for featuring me about this as well. A cool little detail about this is that her guns finally show recoil, which wasn't really shown in Bayonetta 2, only during the time when she used Rose's lipstick to beat Possessed Boulder in Bayonetta 1. In Bayo 1 and 2, I loved the detail of the bullets being made from magic having much less recoil, while the bullets that are physical have a lot more recoil. Therefore, I came to the conclusive question of, does Bayonetta now use real bullets or a hybrid of magic and physical bullets that Radon probably improved for Color My World? There's this adorable little montage of Bayonetta posing, and oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. More angles of her demon masquerade, her guns, and then you have this shot where she's evidently using her left eye. It's shining bright red. Now, this is why I'm skeptical. How in chaos does she have them if they were destroyed at the end of Bayonetta 2? It's either this is an alternate Brave timeline, or more realistically and more likely, Bayonetta somehow got her left eye of the world powers back. Or it's just some shonen power-up type of trope, you know. I'm so excited to find out why when I play it, since it's all speculation from this point on. We now see what I thought was a sort of railgun weapon infused with a Gamora-like demon, but some have even been saying that this is a newer version of a hammer or Takemikazuchi or Zucchini for all you Gen Zero fans out there. Let's go back. Forward in time. I'll call it Zucchini, because it's Zucchi at the end. Shoutouts to you, Sniper Iguana, and shoutouts Vengeance. You guys are the OGs, who are still here, by the way. But it's likely showcasing a demon masquerade form, or an activated demon masquerade. So does that mean we'll be able to masquerade not just our selves, but also the weapons Radon gives us, or at least activate them to a higher level that makes them look more monstrous like this. This seems to be the location of that area with the sharp hills, or around here now, thanks to Viola's map. You then have one of my favorite showcases, the beautiful, newly done chapter finish result screen. However, I think it's definitely because we are so used to Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2's similar screens, this just looks completely foreign. Literally, this is a redesigned layout, but you also have some Noatan-like symbols, or who knows, maybe even a small callback to Aesir's symbols. You have this beautiful ladder layout of all your medals where they are shown to be updated individually, so you might not have to completely reset all the time for pure platinums. And you know me, I can't wait to see how beautiful the new pure platinum trophies are like. There are also some cryptic infernal letters which you can try to decipher, but I figured out that they were just random letters stuck together. And the white ones are too small to read, but it's actually a cute little combination of the aesthetic of Bayonetta with the aesthetic of modernity, I think. But now we get to see some more footage and cinematics of Viola, which, oh my gosh, she's so teenagery cringy. I love it. I'm glad that they're going to go with that archetype. They're not just going to make her instantly cool from the very beginning. It's all character development. And I'm loving the continuity of things because you had little Cereza, who was an infant. You had Loki, who had the appearance of a middle schooler. And now you have Viola, who looks older, like she's in high school.
You want some too? Fine.
Her cringy mannerisms are so fitting and adorable for her. I think it's going to be a unique fruit to add to the basket of Bayonetta characters, especially since the previous game, because most of the characters are from the ancient world, and now you likely have Viola, who's from the future world. But it's almost as if she's mirroring and even mixing her mom and dad's mannerisms, which is adorable. Having the determination of Bayonetta with the dorkiness of Luca. Your dialogue also emanates that fired up youthful character, which I think is a very unique touch. I also noticed how Viola is doing the same pose as Bayonetta during her fight with Alron, which is quite cool. Potentially like mother, like daughter. Now, I don't know about you, but I found her
It's bacon time!
which I fucking love. It's adorable, it's cute, and obviously it reminds me of
Morbid time.
I don't care if she says it's baking time. To me, she's going to say it's bacon time. You then have more of those cringe moments that all of us anime fans did when we were in high school. But anyways, this pose really reminded me of Ace Attorney poses. Shout out to you, Phileas. Amazing job with the voice actress or the voice actor. I'm all for their performance on Viola. It then cuts to Viola's Cheshire doll being summoned in the same location, most likely outside that Jade Palace looking building that we saw in the release date trailer. Beating this one would likely lead to Luca's scene due to the same background and settings. If you freeze frame on this part, you get to see these outer ribcage bones, which I think will be the ones that grow into that armor that the Constellation Beast had. But you have this adorable scene where Cheshire hops on a penny farthing while holding what looks like Viola's darts, but enlarged. Lo and behold, it seems to be that form that we saw engraved on his giant bell that we saw in the Viola video. Cheshire smoking a massive blunt. Combine that with
It's bacon time!
and you get
Smoke weed every day.
I think what they were trying to homage here were those vintage Charlie Chaplin archetype characters with the black umbrellas. But here you have another brand new layout of the menu. No more simple upgraded designs. We got a whole innovation coming through. You have this mysterious looking doll that isn't the Cheshire that we know, nor does it look like Viola's doll. I know I'm going to go in a little dark conspiracy here, but I theorized that maybe Viola is collecting Cheshire dolls from different Cerezas of the Bayoverse. But more realistically, maybe she just loves collecting dolls, since this one is almost exactly the same as the one on her shirt, with the doll burning on a stake. When the menu pops out, we have a much more streamlined set of options with the unique features of training mode and online rankings. We did have a practice mode, but I hope training mode here in Bayonetta 3 is a little different. Hope they add in the ability to choose enemies that we've encountered, as well as teaching newer players how to execute basic to intermediate combos. A great continuity detail is that in Bayonetta 1 it was little Cereza on the menu, Bayonetta 2 was Luca, and Bayonetta 3 is now Viola, so that's quite a cute consistency. No more very easy, normal, hard, and infinite climax, and it seems like they took a page out of Astral Chain's handbook, or I believe a few other Platinum Games games. And I also noticed that casuals won't be in line for online rankings, which I think is okay. I respect them for giving players a casual mode while still pushing them out of their comfort zone to increase their skills if they want to play more competitively or even be recognized. It looks like a very good sign that they're balancing Bayo 1's competitiveness with Bayo 2's casuality, and it makes perfect sense. Why would you want to play online rankings if you want to just play it casually? And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. All in all, I'm pretty sure this is just the renaming of the terms easy, normal, hard, and it even feels more inviting to the player combined with the modern aesthetic. Another innovation is the in-game inventory menu, which just like the previous two upgrades, looks much more modern. Looking up above, you have the classic options, the journal/book gallery. Most likely this is the Umbran Tears of Blood equivalent. This next one doesn't look like its accessories since it's already in the equipments page, your consumables, and now the exciting infernal demon summons, which is where I believe you'll be able to configure your demon slave slots. But heading down to weapons, it looks like your demon masquerades are now your B slots, while you can only wield one set of physical weapons, which I kinda miss the mixing of weapons, but hey, demon masquerade is a pretty cool trade-off. There's this super quick scene with Bayonetta, which I believe is the same scene as the Demon Train one in the release date trailer, where she is looking up at someone about to pick her up. A nice little detail, even though it's a fast shot, is the inclusion of her Madama Butterfly, which is a beautiful job. This is supported because in the next scene it shows the Demon Train attacking the large homunculi, and I just wanted to thank Krelian for pointing this out that there are other tanks being used. So he begged the question, is this the Coven of Bayonettas, all separately operating each tank? Which is a lovely deduction. And maybe Bella Poarch Bayonetta is one of the higher ups of this coven, or the strongest one. Oh, that'd be so cool. She's the strongest Bayonetta, wow. My absolute favorite part of the trailer is when I get to see her kiss again, oh my gosh. Which seems like the end of chapter animation. Moving on, there are some amazing footages from Nintendo's Japanese website, which I will definitely break down for you all in this video right here. I'm rocking, and never get disheartened.